So hello everyone, it is Heath with the Groovy Gold Hunter yet again, and I'm back in my garage. Where else am I going to be? I'm in my garage. I've been buying a lot of pay dirt, and the reason why is because I have not been able to go out and do anything. This one just came in today. This is my Miners Depot pay dirt, and we're going to open that up right now. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this while holding the camera. You got to be really careful with theirs because they pack theirs in Ziploc bags. I'm trying to find a gap where I know I won't cut through the bag because there should be two bags in here. I got a $50 and a $100 bag. So let's see what I can do here. Yeah, I'm going to have to put the camera down, sorry. Okay, so now back to this. Oh, got me a little note saying you bought this stuff. Here you go. And on the back, it says, "Thank you, Heath, Blake and Lisa." Well, isn't that nice? Little thank you note from Blake and Lisa. I bet Blake didn't write that. I bet you anything Lisa wrote that. Alright, so let's pull out the first one. Like I said, Ziploc bags. Actually this is pretty tough. More industrial type of Ziploc bag, not your kitchen Ziploc bags. So that's the $50 one. Oh! And this is the $100 one. Boom. So I can already tell that the material in this as well is probably, I don't know, maybe it's not. No, it's wet. We won't say wet, we'll say very damp. So let's open it up as you get a good shot of all the junk on my table. And here we are. So, well, oh yeah. Not as bad as it looks, but yeah, pretty moist. So I'm going to dry all that out as well. And it doesn't look like it's very thick material. Like I don't see a lot of chunky rocks, but you know, dirt can be deceptive. So I'm going to close that one back up. And again, this is, I'm sure this is the $100 bag because this one's twice as big as that one. So I'm going to set this over here. Man, I've got so much panning to do this weekend. It's going to be so fun. Let's open this 50-pound bag up. Or $50 bag. It's 50 pounds. I wouldn't be one-handing it. I think it's the exact same material. Matter of fact, I would bet, yeah. Exact same material, not super wet, but it is moist, so I'll either dry it or I'll wet classify it, one of the two. I don't really like wet classifying because I just don't like doing it, but maybe I will. I'm not sure yet. I can dry it. Usually what I'll do is I'll wait till my wife goes to bed, and then I will use the oven and put it in one of her baking pots, and I'll dry it that way. I'll definitely do the Chrism Go mine. I've done videos on this before as well, but what's weird is when I order from Chrism, I get it in like 3 or 4 days. When I order from Miners Depot, I get it in like 3 or 4 months. Not that bad. It's about a month because I ordered that January. When did I order that? Yeah, I ordered that January the 23rd, and it is February the 25th. Takes a month to get it, but they are from Alaska, and they do claim to have to go out and actually dig for it. Who knows, but it takes a month. That's why I usually order it expecting it to take that long. So yeah, I got these two. I'm going to do these separately, obviously, because I want to see how much I get out of the 50 and how much I get out of the 100. All right, so what did I start with first? I went ahead and started with the Miners Depot $50 bag of pay dirt. And I've already classified it. I think the next time I classify the $100 one, I'll film that. But this is what I have left over. Classified it. This is my plus quarter, my plus eighth, my plus 20, minus 20, minus 40. So there it is. And we're going to obviously start this way. Probably work our way down into nothing because this one I will always put in there. Let's get started with this bad boy right here. Doubt there's anything in there. We'll break it up. I'm sure that water's going to get pretty dirty because this is pretty dirty rocks. Very gray. Last time I got Miners Depot, it was really red, like a red clay. I want to keep my water as clean as possible, so as tradition, I will dump the murky water in there first. Depending on how dirty the second one is, I might do a couple rounds. That's why I always fill this way higher than I should, because I dump a lot of it out to get rid of all the dirty water. So here we are. Here's my 1/4 inch. You know, there's not a whole lot in here, so I'm just going to spread it out and see what I have in here. I want to see if I have quartz, because if I do, my quartz will go into my little quartz bucket, and I will crush that later. I know what's a rock and I know what's quartz. I can go that far. That's definitely quartz, quartz, quartz. So yeah, even though there's probably not anything in there, I'm going to stick it over there in my little area, and I am going to crush it, see what I can come up with. First time I ever got pay dirt from them, I got this, well, that's not one, that's actually quartz, but this right here is very rusty material, and I'm guessing it's just a piece of old metal that was left over by the miners, and they just dug it up. I don't know where they're mining from, so I can't tell you that to be true, but usually when I see like broken down little pieces of rust like that, it's probably from some old equipment that they used to have at that mining area, wherever they're mining. Most places that people mine nowadays are not virgin, so I'm sure it's been mined before and all that good stuff. So I'm sure that's leftover metal from their machineries that they were using. So yeah, I'm just gonna pick all the quartz out. This is getting kind of boring, so I'm gonna stop doing this one because there's nothing in here, as you can see. No gold. So this is my 1/8 inch. Do that much, see what we got. Again, I don't want all that murk and dirt in my clean water. Some more organic material coming off of this. I don't see how Klesh, when he does his gold panning out of his old crusty rusty, or rusty crusty, or whatever it's called, just off the first pan, that dirt will just turn into a brown goo. And he still just pans right through it. More power to him, because it would drive me nuts not to be able to see my rocks and stuff. But I'm probably a lot more OCD than he is. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to pick through all the bigger quartz and put it in my little to be crushed pack. Okay, so I'm down to my last bit. I don't think I have anything in here. I saved you all another 10 minutes, me getting all that quartz out, but nothing in there as well. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of this 1/8 inch. Yeah, no goat here either. Wow. Surprising. Yeah, I put a hat on, by the way, because this hair not good. So yeah, this is what I have left. I'm really surprised I didn't get a single thing out of those first two. Usually I know I will out of this one. This is my plus 20, minus 20, and obviously minus 40. Yeah, anyway, let's get to this one. Yeah, makes no sense. I got a fork, but my spoon went somewhere. I can't use that. That's stupid. Where's my spoon? We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Dump a little bit at a time. Murky water. I've heard different ways of panning and stirring up your stuff and breaking up the material and all that stuff. Some people say swirl is good. Some people say swirl is bad. Don't swirl. I really don't swirl too much, except for the very first batch that I put in here, because what I'm doing is making those rocks hit each other and break up all that dirt. But after that, I won't swirl. I'll just kind of keep it to this side, whichever side I'm panning off of, because I want to keep that gold down there in that lowest part possible. And I'm afraid if I'm swirling it like this, it's going to go back here, and then when I push it up, it's going to maybe try to get over the top. So I'll usually get enough water, get it all pushed there, maybe back it up a little, and then push it all towards again to get that heavy gold to push up against the edge here. But that's my method. But you get to doing it so much, you don't really even think about it anymore. It's just second nature. You just start doing it. I think my method works pretty good. It's pretty much most of other people's methods, but it's not like I invented it, but it's just the way I do it. Plus, I'm a lefty. All right, getting down to the nitty gritty here. And once I get it down really small, I'll take it off this smooth surface that I just scratched up with sandpaper, some like 80 grit sandpaper. And I'll slowly let it come off, because I'm watching everything that comes off of it. I'm assuming that my gold is still in the bottom of that little crease before it hits that lip. Pan it back. Nothing. Nada. Well, I'm striking out on this. I hope they didn't forget to put gold in it. All right, number 2. I'm just going to keep the camera rolling. I will say this stuff is very easy to pan. I mean, very easy. Look how fast that stuff's running off. But it's obviously very, very light rocks and quartz, very light material. Okay, I'm starting to get a little concerned here because nothing. Again, are you kidding me? What is going on here? Alright, I'm going to take a break. I got to regroup. I'm starting to get a little worried about my Miners Depot. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what, GoPros and these media mods that GoPro makes for their cameras are not good. They are so iffy. So let's get back to what I was doing, which was gold panning. I took a break because the battery on these GoPro mods as well, they die so fast. Still on the plus 20. But so far, I have not found a single piece of gold in this entire bag of $50 pay dirt so far. And that's confusing. Kind of up. I think I see my first piece. You hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. See if I can get the mic close to it. Hear that? You could tell that's gold. It sounds like it's called a clinker. Sounds like a clinker. Yeah, every time I bought Miners Depot gold bags, pay dirt, I've never been disappointed. Far from it. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a nice little chunk of gold right there. Maybe that's why. I just got a big old fat piece that got through the 20. One of them's really skinny, but one of them's a pretty good sized piece. Look at that. That's a nice little chunk. The one to the left is really flat, but the one to the right, it's a pretty decent chunk of gold. So let me see if I can pick that up. Yeah, that's definitely a picker. Look at that. Nice thick piece. It's on my fingertip if you can see it. I mean, it's not huge, but I'm just glad I finally got some gold. Got a little bit more gold here, but some of this stuff, this piece right here doesn't really look like gold. I don't know what it is. I'll go ahead and suck it up, but there's 3 pieces, maybe 4 pieces right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get that out of the way a little bit. So decent size. I'll always weigh this up and test it and see what I get a final verdict on how much gold I got compared to what I paid for it. And since this is a $50 bag of gold, you know, I suspect I'll probably get somewhere around that 3/4 of a gram range, because they are usually, every time I've bought gold from them, I've gotten no worse than 95%, maybe 93% return on investment. So just a great payback on what you're buying when you buy Miners Depot. Good Lord, look at all this gold. Jesus. See, they never disappoint. Look at this. That was all at the very bottom of that plus 20. Look at all that gold right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little, not little, they're 8 big flakes. Really good size flakes, nuggets, mini nuggets maybe. They're definitely pickers, because I know I could pick most of those up, but man, look at that. Yeah, we're going full cinematic on this, so let's get the best shot I can. God, it still excites me, even though it's funny how you know there's going to be gold in there, because you're buying pay dirt from a place that not guarantees gold, but it's always been able to deliver gold. And I still get so excited when I see it. Suck it up, buttercup. When you get pay dirt from people like, well, let's say Chris and Gold Mine, for instance, you get really nice, pretty gold, but it's always super flat because they stamp their gold. When they crush that rock, they stamp it, and it ends up being really flat. You get bigger pieces, but flat pieces. So they're kind of deceiving. They don't weigh as much as they look like they would weigh. This is smaller but thick. You know, nice big thick little nuggets. So let's keep on going. Here we have my what is this? Yeah, this is my minus 20. I just did my plus 20. So I got that to go, and then I'm going to sluice this. And that's probably about, well, you can see how much it is. It's not a whole lot, but like I said, this is only a $50 bag, and it came in a very small Ziploc bag, and it filled up maybe a quarter of it. But yeah, let's start doing this. All right, welcome back to the overhead view. So I think I'll just do half and half because there's really not a whole lot. So let's see what we got in this one. I'm going to go ahead and predict that I'm going to get some smaller flakes as well. Well, guess what, Heath? You spoke too soon. Not a single piece. This one looks like it's just going to be big chunks of gold. I don't know if I might find a couple in here, but I thought I would find a lot more smaller gold in this as well, but so far nothing. And I did half of that classification. This is the other half, so we'll see. Come on, baby, be good to me. This does pan off extremely easily. I never use my magnet to get all the magnet stuff out. I should, but I don't, because I do have a magnet that I can pull all the magnetic material out. But this stuff is really easy to pan off. That is so weird. I got absolutely nothing out of the first one, and then out of the second one I can already see. Let me squirt all this off. Ooh, I'm out of water. Squirt it off very lightly to make sure I'm not missing any. That might be gold. I might have missed that. It just doesn't look gold. All right, so let's see what we got here. Camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, possibly 10. Awesome. So it's getting a little late, and the more that I do this, the later that it goes, the more I start yakking and just talking out of my butt. So forgive me for that, but I've got this much left, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this tonight. But that is the stuff that I'm going to go ahead and wet down, and I'm going to put it in my sluice box. Hopefully they got some little bit of fine gold in here too. So I have been sitting here talking, thinking my camera was on, and it was not on. So I went ahead and started sluicing. I thought I was recording myself sluicing, but I was not. So here I go again. So I wet the material down before I put it in my sluice box, and you can see how much I've already done. I put a tailings catcher right there because I'm still going to pan that out to see if I'm missing any gold, because I like to keep track of how well this thing does. So far this thing has done excellent. Out of all the pay dirt that I've used with this, all the sand that I put in it, this thing has held its own really well. So yeah, here's my material. Make sure it's wet. Yes, I do have jet dry in my flow, so it will not allow any gold to float away. I just put a spoonful in there, and I'll kind of let it flow through. I don't want to do it too fast because I don't want to pack my ripples. All right, I'm going to continue to do this, and then once I get done, then we will pull the sluice mat out. I will pan this out first because I do want to make sure I'm not missing any gold, and then we'll pan this out and see what we got, because this is the end. This is the last bit I have on that $50 bag of pay dirt. Be right back. Okay, so I just went ahead and panned out all of my tailings, since not a single piece of gold, which is great news. That means I didn't lose any, unless there's no gold in here. If there's no gold in here, then that was moot. So yeah, let's pull this out and see what happens. All right, so here's my last bit. This is all of the sluice box stuff, all empty. So let's see what we got here. So that's the rest of my material right there. So let's go ahead and pan it. Normally, if I knew or thought that I had some really super fine gold, I would put it on my miller table over there, but I think we're just going to pan this out. Now, if it does get too difficult to pan out because of the black sands, because I didn't pull out all the magnetic material, then I probably would go ahead and put it on my miller table, but I'm not expecting to see too much, if any, super small gold, but you never know. Trying to do this as lightly as possible. Yeah, I mean, even these black sands are really not hard to pan off at all. They come off this very easily. All right, Let's bring it back. Tap, 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 bring back. Okay, let's go. I don't think that's gold. It's some kind of brown. What is that? That's not gold. Can you see that? Well, this is kind of hard to do. Maybe I do need to put this in the gold. Is that? No, that is gold. Good Lord, look at all of that gold. I thought that was like brown stuff. There's some sort of substance on top of it, but underneath it is a lot of very fine gold. Yeah, this one's going to be hard to pan. One or two pieces that got away, because a lot of this gold that is on this end of the pan, if you can see what I'm talking about, there's a lot of funk mixed up with the gold. You can see the gold. Like I said, it's very fine, and it's not separating from this other junk that I can see some gold coming with it, and that's what I don't want. One thing I do not like doing, if I can get away with not doing it, is sucking up other materials with my gold. But I'll show you the gold right here in this corner. There's still some material in there that I just can't quite get out yet. I'll just suck that up and then I'll re-clean it later. Alright, so before my battery dies, there's the leftovers, and there is the gold. And we will dry it up, weigh it up, and see how much we got out of the $50 bag of pay dirt from Miners Depot. Alright, so we're done drying out the Miners Depot $50 bag of pay dirt, and I've got the gold right here, so let's go ahead and start weighing it and see how much we got. So there's what we got out of that $50 bag of pay dirt from Miners Depot. Now let's stick it in here and weigh it. I feel more comfortable doing this with my left hand. Okay, it doesn't want to go anywhere. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, a lot of fine gold in there too. Alright, no more gold, and I got 0.835837 grams of gold out of that Miners Depot. So let's take a look and see what it is in today's value. There's the gold, there's the weight, 0.837. Okie dokie, so what did I say we had? I always forget. 0.835 grams of gold. We're going to call it 24 karat because it's natural placer gold, and I'm going to call it 24 karat. Calculate $48.79. So almost, very close. Let's go to the percentage calculator. Let's go back and see what I said. 48.79. Put those numbers in. 48.79 out of $50. And we got 99 point something. Nope, 97.58. So wonderful return. I'm never disappointed with Miners Depot. Every time I get some from them, it is always at least 95%. Another one, wonderful. And plus, if the gold prices were higher like they were a couple months ago, it would have been over 100%. Gold prices have dropped by at least $100 plus per troy ounce, because I remember seeing just in January where it was over $60 a gram. So still a great return, and yeah, I'm happy. Alright, so that does it for the Miners Depot $50 bag of pay dirt. Got a 97.5% payback on it. Return of investment, whatever you want to call it. Really great. Highly recommend them. It takes forever to get their pay dirt, but once you get it, it is worth it, I promise. Usually takes over a month to get it. Somewhere around that month to a 5-week area. But again, it's worth every penny. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, that share button. You know what to do. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it does nothing but help my channel. And I need subscribers. I need another 500 so I can hit the 1,000 mark. I don't know why, but I just want to hit the 1,000 mark. That's the goal, hit that 1,000 mark. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I love when people comment, as long as it's nice things. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on my next review, whatever that might be. Probably be another Miners Depot. Peace and love. Bye. Why did I just do 4? Peace and love. 4. Bye, y'all. I'm losing my mind. I'm doing too much videoing.